Hello, everybody. This is Conversation Over Drinks. I want to welcome you. My name is Ed McCray. I'm one of the hosts here. And I'm sitting here with my very, very lovely wife,
Lisa McCray, the better half of this duo.
Okay.
Tonight's drink is Crown Royal Peach, and I believe Ed with flavoring, because he knows I'm not much of a dark liquor drinker. I had a really bad experience with Hennessy when I was younger, so if ever brown liquor is involved, I definitely need a chaser or need to mix it with something. So my cocktail for this evening is called a Royal Peach Tea. It is 1.5 parts Crown Royal Peach with pure leaf sweet tea and a lemon wedge. It's the only way I can take this dark liquor.
And with me, I feel like every time you design a brown liquor, add little flavors, little this, that, and the third. I don't like it. To me, it's like disrespecting it. So I would rather have a glass, have it neat, whether it's a whiskey or bourbon, scotch, maybe an ice cube or two, if anything. But that's about it. I just rather have it straight.
So tonight's topic is going to be dating, and we're talking about dating because Ed and I are seeing a marriage counselor. We're going to be pretty transparent here, and one of the things that she suggested we do is date night. And I hear people all the time talk about date night, and we have had date nights before, but now it's like intentional date nights. We have to plan a date night once a week,
right,
and we take turns planning it, and you don't really realize how hard it is to actually plan a date once you're married until you get into it. Like now, going to the movies is a good date, but when we were dating and getting to this point, getting to the married point, the movies was not a good date. Like that's definitely not a good first date. So with that being said, what do you think is a good first date idea?
Well, depending on the conversation leading up to that first date, it's got to be dinner. So your conversation is going to earn you a meal.
What does that mean?
Meaning, like when I first get your phone number and I'm talking to you on the phone, hey, what do you like? Or hey, what do you like to do? Or we're just semi getting to know each other, building up. If I really don't want to get to know you, but we still have physical attraction through the conversation on the phone, it won't be a real dinner. It'd be like, come on, let's go get something from Checkers on the way to my house, watch TV, Netflix, and chill.
No, man, because you don't get to the Netflix and chill stage on a get to know you date. Like the way we did it was different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got my number. We talked on the phone a couple of times before we decided if we were going to go out.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't do it that way though. If I get your number or we exchange phone numbers, the initial call is, hey, how are you doing? And then you ask that person out to dinner. You don't have a whole get to know you conversation over the phone and then go out to dinner.
You have a small conversation on the phone or a decent conversation on the phone before you end up realizing, I want to sit across from this person and go to dinner and eat. But if the conversation is but you still want to talk to them, that just really just depends on where we're going to eat. So if the conversation was then we go on Fridays. If the conversation is real good, then I'm going to spend some money. Come on, let's go to Roof, something like that, and have a real conversation. I'm kicking out money, but then I'm looking forward to the future. But if it's a simple conversation, something plain, and it seems like we both just have something on our mind, then why I'm not going to invest that money.
What do you mean you have something on our mind? Like it seems
Physical.
like she trying to do what she want to do, and you trying to do what she want to do.
Yeah.
That's why they had those dating apps. Now I'm telling you, Tinder and Grindr and Plenty of Fish and Bumblebees and all those other little
Why
apps.
do you know so many of them?
Because I have single friends.
I only know Tinder. Yeah. All the other stuff I knew nothing about.
Oh, well, Grindr is the gay version of Tinder, and people go on a lot of dating sites to kind of try to find their partners or whatever the case may be, like Match.com. They promote like life partners and stuff like that. But when people get on apps, I don't think they're really looking for their real match.
Well, like I said, it's pretty much the conversation though. Like it's whatever the conversation leading up to the first dinner really just depends on your level of what you're going to get. And I think most guys think that same way. Like if the conversation me and you had on the phone was like, oh wow.
But what if you didn't have a you know what I mean? Like if you and I were to meet differently,
mm-hmm.
and we exchange phone numbers, and like a lot of people don't have those long conversations on the phone before they go.
But
out.
most do. This is not the movies. The movies is, hey, how you doing? Would you like to go on a date? All right, cool, let's go. This ain't the movies. Nowadays, we talk on the phone. People talk, and I can't say nowadays, period. People talk on the phone more or to get to know each other, period, just to go out. I'm not going to just give a girl my phone number. We exchange phone numbers with a girl. Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. My name, yeah, I met you. Okay, cool. Want to go out? All right, let's go. Where we going? Next thing you know, we get to where we going, and she's a serial killer. I don't want to die.
She's the serial killer.
She could be the serial killer. You never know. Or I could be like the super perv. Hey, you look good in that sweatsuit, girl. Or hey, you know that dress gonna come off later. Like, you could be a perv. You never know. But that conversation leading up to that first date means a lot. Because that conversation also depends on, that also tells us where we're going to go.
Okay, so the conversation is good. We hitting up with Chris. Mm-hmm. The conversation is, I could probably talk to this person a little bit more. We're going to go to like Red Lobster or Outback or something like that. Like a mid-grade.
Mid-grade, mid-levels.
Okay, and then if you have terrible conversation, we just not even going to go out.
I can't say
but wait. So if the conversation is bad, but she's still cute,
we're going to go 2 for $20 at Applebee's. That's what we're going to do. 2 for $20 at Applebee's or Fridays, and either one of those have real good to-go boxes that we can take and I can use later on. When I was single, I used all those to-go boxes for lunch and sometimes my dinner plates. But anyway, use all those to-go boxes. Go about your business. And you can have that to-go box later on doing the walk of shame type thing. You never know.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the conversation is not good, but she's still cute. So I'm going to see if, how far I can get with this.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Okay, that makes sense. We had pretty good conversation. For me, the reason why we spent more time on the phone was because of my schedule. Because at the time I was working at the Hustler Club, I didn't get off until like 2 in the morning. And then I also had my son, and I had to be up with him to get him to school. So it's like I stayed up, got him to school. Then I slept while he was at school. Mm-hmm. And then when he would come home. So I did for me, it was more scheduling. So then we couldn't just go immediately on a date. Whereas if it was a single woman without any other real responsibilities but herself, would you spend as much time on the phone? You know what I mean? You wouldn't have to spend as much time on the phone. You could get to know that person.
No, I still would have spent that time on the phone. Because, again, that time on the phone is what we need to figure out what we want. Okay, that time on the phone, I'm picking you apart. Okay. By having a conversation on the phone, I can find out if you have a shellfish allergy, or you don't like steak, or you rather just have seafood, or you like lit places or dark places. That's the whole phone call conversation.
But you can ask those questions like, hey, would you like to go get dinner? Yeah, let's go get dinner. Okay. Did you have a place in mind? And I would have said I don't prefer steakhouses. I'm not a big steak eater. So then, right away we need to go somewhere down the harbor. You know what I miss? I miss that spot, Victor's. They had the best seafood, but I digress. Then you would know, okay, let's go somewhere downtown where they specialize in seafood, or you know what I mean?
But that goes back to what I was saying, the whole part of the pick you apart conversation. I'm going to pick you apart. When we're on the phone, it's almost like I got a notepad and a questionnaire sitting right next to me. I'm trying to find out what I need to do. Because what's more romantic? You just getting in the car and we're going to where we're going, and we're going to eat here? Or, so what you like to do, It's more romantic if the guy has an idea of what to do.
So you're not picking her apart, because when I feel...
Oh, I'm picking it apart. It's a questionnaire.
Oh, no. I feel like when you say picking it apart, or picking her apart, or you were picking me apart, in the sake of us, it was like picking somebody apart sounds like you're trying to find all of their flaws, or, right, expose them, but not in a good way. So you're saying it was more like I was trying to get intel so that when I do plan this date, or we do go out on this date, it's a good date.
Okay, well, we can use that. Okay. If that's the story you want to stick to, we can ride with that too.
No, it's not a story you're sticking to it. It's just it.
No, I get it. I get
choice.
It. I'm right. We right. Same thing. I'm still trying to figure you out. No matter how we look at it, I'm trying to figure you out. So once I figure you out, I got my questionnaire. I put it in the computer. Figure out what we need to do. Boom. Let's make the next move. I think that's what any guy on a mission would do. And the reason why I'm saying on a mission, because some guys are just like, hey, I'm gonna go eat. I can call her. Come on, you hungry? Let's go. But if you're on a mission, you really want to talk to the girl's interested because of the previous conversations. You want to do something to try to impress.
I guess I watched too many romantic comedies.
Yeah, think.
Shut up. Anyway, I do remember one date that we went on it was a good date, well planned out, but I was so tired that I slept through everything. But we went to dinner and then we went to the drive-in movie theater. And I was like, oh, look at him trying to be cute, taking me to the drive-in. He thought we was going to be kissing and touching and stuff.
Thought I was going to get you in the back seat of the car. And it was going to happen then. But it didn't. You fell asleep.
I did. I don't even remember what movie we went to go see.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that was one of the movies.
That's probably why my ass went to sleep.
Probably. We wasn't supposed to watch the movie in the first place. I told you we supposed to be kissing. I had thoughts and dreams. Everybody got ambitions.
Yeah, that was it. It was cute. Like, I really was looking forward to it because at that point I had never been to a drive-in before, and I was like, they have drive-ins.
And guess what? Guess what? In the previous conversations, I found out that you've never been, so I found a place and I made it work. See, that's a whole questionnaire situation. I made it work.
You did make it work.
See?
But so that's level 1, right?
Uh-huh.
We did the whole get to know you. We know that movies are bad first dates,
Right.
Because you don't get to know that person. You're sitting in the dark for hours, not talking, not doing anything. Maybe holding hands. You might reach in the popcorn bucket at the same time. But
With a hole at the bottom. Oh, you touched it. I'm sorry. That's the porn movie I saw the other day.
on.
I seen that movie though, but go ahead.
I'm sure you have.
Popcorn all greasy. Anyway, so
But that makes good for good hand. Why am I letting you take me there?
it's just me.
Anyway.
It's just me. Well, let's fast forward. Okay. Now we're in a relationship.
Okay, yes,
All
we're in a
right.
relationship.
We're in a relationship now. Let's start dating.
Those are the honeymoon dates.
All right, but at the same time, I don't really call them. You call them honeymoon dates. I don't call it honeymoon dates. I think it's an outing with your best friend or a girl. Because when you're in a relationship, your girlfriend is your friend. You know that the word "friend" is in the girl thing. You know, like we do pretty much things that are, to me, I think it's like mutual, and it's a lot more adventurous. It's a lot more crazy. It's a lot more random.
Yeah, but that's also like the honeymoon phase of marriage. That's why I call them the honeymoon dates, because you're still getting to know each other and what life is like together,
Right.
versus getting to know each other to figure out if you're compatible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I call those the honeymoon dates. And that's when you go on vacation. So you keep talking about you don't like the word vacation because
I didn't say I didn't like the word vacation. It's not that I don't like the word vacation, because I do like the word vacation. It's kind of slick because you're going with your girl or your guy, or whatever the situation is. I don't consider those as dates though. It's too long.
no, it's not that it's too long. It's just vacations, in my opinion. This is my definition of a vacation. A vacation is like a long weekend, maybe like a 3-day, 4-day weekend. Like anything past 4 days is a straight up vacation.
Okay.
You know, but on vacations, you're doing the adventurous stuff. You know, you're jet skiing, you're snorkeling, you're smashing all night in the hotel room, all over the hotel room. Oh, they got a mirror over the bed.
Yeah, you make sure you get 2 queen beds because nobody wants to sleep in a wet spot. But go ahead.
Right. So you know what I mean? It's like you get to do date stuff. Go back to the hotel and do, you know,
Date stuff.
date stuff. And there's no other real interruptions. There's no work to get in the way. There's no kids to get in the way. Like, it's a vacation where you get to spend time with your bae. So that's why I call it the honeymoon dates, like the honeymoon phase of it. And at that point, she's still trying to be cute for you. So this is from the female standpoint. She don't necessarily whip out the good spanks, but she still will put that body shaper on to make sure that when you do take her out, she's still looking good.
Okay.
I mean, you done already seen her naked, so if it's an extra roll or two, you done seen that anyway.
Okay.
But when you take her out, she still want to know that she's got it, and old dude that's sitting up at the bar still checking her out.
Okay.
So if he's still checking her out, that means you definitely still checking her out. So you know, we still put in that extra.
That's true, because most dudes
effort.
when they go out, they would like to have their trophy, you know, their girl with them. But I still think it's more like your friend. So all right, I'll give you that. I'll let it slide with the whole vacation thing.
What do you mean let it slide?
Let it slide. I'll let it slide and allow vacations to be in the category of your honeymoon phase,
Of dating.
friendship dating part of it, relationship dating. I'll give you that. So let me ask you a question.
What?
Family outings or family events. When I go over your family's house or you go to my family, something like that. Does that count as a date?
Only if you're still in the getting to know you phase.
Okay.
Like you're not quite or maybe you're the early honeymoon phase. So I guess that's kind of like that in between phase. We haven't quite said that we're girlfriend and boyfriend, but we're really leaning towards that, or like we're leaning towards exclusivity, or maybe we've discussed exclusivity, but you want to see how he fits in with your family, and then you want to check and make sure that his family ain't crazy. So they could be dates. They could be dates. Because if I invite you to Christmas dinner,
Okay.
or if I invite you to not Christmas, because Christmas is real personal. Let's go with Thanksgiving. If I invite you to Thanksgiving dinner to meet my family, now that's a definite. You want to see where this can go with this person, because if your family is anything like my family, or if people have families like my family, the whole crazy is gonna be at Thanksgiving. Like we don't have just my mom and our immediate Thanksgiving. Like when we do Thanksgiving, we do everybody Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So you're gonna meet that crazy uncle that drink too much and always got something to say, or that crazy auntie that busts out with karaoke or something like that. So yeah, that's a date. That's trying to see if you can one, handle the family, two, if you can fit in, if you can adapt.
Right.
And if you can, you're definitely like, yeah, this is definite boyfriend material, or this is definite, this can have some longevity.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be considered a date. I don't know why. You don't think it's a date?
Yes and no. I mean,
right. See, so
well, you know what? I agree. You know what? I take that one back. We can put that in the category as well. I can say yes. Because no matter what, because just like I said, on the second level, your relationship vacation is pretty much an adventure with your friend. And if your family is crazy, if your family is anything, it's an adventure. So you go on an adventure with your friend. Who's that little motherfucker on the corner? Who is that? Who is this? Who is that? So I give it to you. Yeah, I agree. So what else are like relationship dates? Like now we can go to the movies? Can we go to the movies now? Because it's not really a good idea to legit go to the movies when you're first dating thing.
No, we can't go to the movies now. So, so once we move from honeymoon to level 3, and that's I just want to get the hell out of the house. That's the movie date. That's the movie date, because you're comfortable. You have comfortable silence. Like when we sit down and we watch something that we both like on TV, we don't have to talk. We don't have to interact. We can just sit there and enjoy the show, and then maybe either talk about it or comment on it during it. In the house, you can comment. In the movies, you can't really. But
we do it anyway. We black. Just letting y'all know we black.
But you have that comfortable, companionable silence.
Right.
That's more of the we've been together for quite some time, or the we've been married.
Right.
Those are those kinds of dates. I don't know. Like the movie, I think that's the only time the movies is ever really a good date, unless you're both like, we both love Marvel, So if the Avengers come out and we were still in either the honeymoon phase or the get to know you phase, we have at this point established that we both love the Avengers. So that might be a good date.
Okay.
For us. That might still work. So the movies, while it's not a great first date, or it's not a great get to know you date, it fits in once you do know that person. Because like I
said, now you're in a relationship, so now we can go into we should be able to go to the movies.
You asked. You didn't just say it. You asked.
Well, I'm saying I ain't asking you a goddamn thing. I'm saying
ask. You said, so is now a good time to go to the movies? That's a question.
I know, but I'm saying now I'm not. I'm not asking you. We're going to the movies now. We're in a relationship. We're going to the movies now.
Yeah, because I want to get out of the house and get away from these damn kids, just like you want to get out of the house and get away from these kids.
Oh, no. We're getting away. Well, that's when we're married. I'm talking about when we were in a relationship, dating, in a relationship. You're my girlfriend. Before we got married, you're my girlfriend. But we're going to the movies. Oh, we're going to go to the movies. Shut up. You're going to reach in there for that popcorn, girl.
You better not have no hole in the bucket.
It's like in the box.
So, ladies, now ladies, now if you go to the movies and the popcorn is in his lap, don't get that popcorn, girl, unless you want a whole handful of the peanut.
I'm just saying, it'd be greasy. Don't put too much salt in it. Don't put too much salt in it. Might cause problems later on.
Extra butter.
Yeah, extra butter makes it smooth.
You are so disgusting.
Anyway, all right. So now we discussed the 51st dates, and then we moved on to the relationship dates. Mm-hmm. So what's next?
Now
we've been together for a long, long time.
Yes, we have. In September, it'll be 11 long
long
No. Years.
Yeah. But we're still together.
Yeah, we are. But now, like I said, when we intro this, when we make our date nights, we have intentional date nights.
Right.
And before we started seeing the counselor, we had date nights. It was just like far and few between. It was just like, all right, you feel like doing this? You want to do this? And then a lot of times our date nights included EJ.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of just leaving. I don't like to leave my kids. I don't know about you. Other ladies out there, I know a lot of people like, girl, I got a babysitter. He got to go. Or she got But I don't know. I get anxiety about leaving.
Plus we have Marcus is down, 20? He's 21, almost 22.
Yeah, so he's 22 now.
And then we have a 9-year-old. And we don't want to leave the 9-year-old. So the 21-year-old has a life. You don't want to just say, hey, I need you to watch your brother. So sometimes we take him. Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right, yeah, we take them.
Okay, I'm about to say. Then I tell you about lying to the people.
We take them.
Yeah. But now, that, again, like I said before, we're seeing the marriage counselor, and her thing is you have to make time for just each other. Because marriage, sometimes in marriage you get into this rut where it's go to work, come home, take care of the house, play with the kids, kiss the wife goodnight, kiss the husband goodnight, get up and do it all again. There's no real fun in that, and it gets boring, and then you start to lose intimacy with the other two. So you gotta spice it up.
Right.
So we have date nights, and I didn't realize
it's your turn. But go ahead.
It is my turn. We're gonna do something. Shut up. And I'm gonna stop telling you shut up.
Don't you censor me? But go ahead.
But I didn't realize the levels to dating until it was my turn to plan a date. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we've done this, we've been there, we've done that, we've done the vacations, we've done the expensive restaurants, we've done the not so expensive restaurants, we've done the movies. What can I do with my husband to kind of keep things going? Because
realistically, we have done a lot. We haven't done like big name, expensive, super crazy things, but we actually done a lot.
What is a big name, super expensive, crazy thing?
Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, come on, let's go get a helicopter ride across. I don't know, something. Like, we haven't done anything crazy or out of the way, but we've done a lot. We've done a lot.
I know.
And a lot of randomness too, so I don't know.
And that's where I'm at, like trying to plan a date that we haven't already done. And sometimes
thank God it's your turn.
Sometimes you gotta repeat. So
wash, rinse, repeat. Nope. Let's get something brand new. I will not settle for less. I ain't no cheap date.
Whatever. I'm not saying that you're cheap, but if I say this last week your conversation only earned you Applebee's 2 for $20, that's what we doing.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Nah, I want to make sure that when we do something, it's something, one, that we both enjoy doing.
Right.
And like when we went to the beer, bourbon, and barbecue, I hate beer, hence the hard cider. Mm-hmm. I don't like bourbon because I'm not a dark liquor fan, but I absolutely adore barbecue. You like all three.
Right.
So it was something that we both got out of it. And it was fun.
Especially because I'm like a pit master myself. I'm kind of like a grill champ, my damn self. Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, definitely self-proclaimed.
But I do pretty good, though.
Lately
I do pretty good, period.
Not all the time. I had to upgrade your grills. Because I wasn't spending, because grills are expensive. I didn't realize how expensive grills were until I started to really look into getting them. Like the first grill I got you was like it was a little thing, because I didn't want you to ruin my food, because that fried chicken was stressful.
That was the first time I ever used a deep fry. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I told you. The thing is, I said, babe, when you use a deep fryer, it's different than frying on the skillet. The deep fryer, once the meat floats, that means it's cooked all the way through. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out with my girlfriends, and Ed is home with just our oldest, who
at the time was 8 or 9.
No, he was 10.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
This is the beginning.
It wasn't the beginning. It was the beginning, but you had moved in at this point.
9.
He was 10.
Okay.
He was 10. And I had gone out with my girlfriends, and Ed was in charge of feeding the child. They were making party wings, macaroni and cheese, and something else. I don't remember that, but that was Ed's go-to meal. And he was like, "Oh, I can cook. He's good." I'm like, "You sure? I can, buy something, bring something home?" "No, I got this. We good. Leave us alone. We gonna do manly things." "Okay, fine. Go ahead, fry your chicken. Don't burn down the apartment. I will see y'all when I come back." When my baby called me and was whispering from the bathroom, "Ma, the chicken's still bleeding. Can you please bring me some Taco Bell?" I was nervous. That's why you didn't get the fancy grill the first time.
But keep in mind, that was at the beginning. I've never used a deep fryer. My mother told me to pan style. I fry pan style. And I do pretty goddamn good with a pan.
I don't know. I've never had any of your pan fried chicken.
You've been scared ever since. You've been scarred.
I have. I'm scarred.
But
Even the boy is scarred. He won't eat your fried chicken. He'll eat everything else that you cook. But if you fry some chicken, he's like, "I'm good."
But if I go on the grill, I'm good. I'm good. I smoke a turkey. I'm a very mean turkey. My turkey's always delicious. It took you some time to get there, though. Don't act like
my
first turkey was good.
Ed,
my first grilled turkey, smoked turkey was good.
Yeah, your first grilled turkey was good,
right.
But it took you some time to get up to grilling a turkey and it turning out well. Let's not pretend like everything you put on the grill was good.
98% was delicious.
But you eat anything that you cook.
No, we all eat a lot of stuff. We supposed to be talking about dates. Why are we talking about food poisoning? Anyway, what was we talking about? Because I'm hurt now. Now you just disrespecting my grill style.
I'll take you to Mission Barbecue for lunch.
No, I don't want no Michigan barbecue.
You lying.
I am.
I know you are. I know you are. We were talking about dating and how now that we're married, coming up with things to do that keep it interesting is a little difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, please visit www.conversationsoverdrinks.com and send me some messages. Give me some good date ideas now that we're married. What can we do? I'm not opposed to going out of town or taking a vacation.
Just letting you know, when it's my turn, because it's taking you forever to plan your date. When it's my turn, we want to McDonald's. I hope that McDonald's got a place, because I'm real salty right now.
Why are you salty?
Because you're disrespecting my barbecue.
Anyway, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, www.conversationsoverdrinks.com and give me some ideas. I need some ideas, and Ed needs some ideas too. He's sitting here pretending like he got it all worked out.
I'm romantic. Follow-through was crappy, but I'm romantic. In my mind, I'm the shit.
Yes, in your mind, but we don't live in your mind. We live in the real world.
Come visit me.
Your mind?
Yeah, come visit me.
Yeah. I said, girl, oops. Sorry, babe.
I don't know how I feel about this now. We started off good, but you're just chopping me up at the end.
I'm not. I enjoy our time. Even I will say this: one thing that Ed does that I adore, because I gotta help build him back up, is I love Project Runway. That is my show. He will sit down if I ask him to and watch Project Runway with me, although I know it pains him to sit there and watch Project Runway. But he will sit and watch Project Runway with me. He will comment the entire time, and usually I'm cracking up laughing. But I love that you do it because you know that it makes me happy, and I appreciate that.
I have to. I'm going to get you naked later.
You know what? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to say thank you for tuning in to Conversations Over Drinks. Go with the Peach Crown Royal. It actually is pretty good.
It's smooth. It's just smooth and sweet. It's one of those liqueurs it's almost like a liqueur to me. They'll creep up on you.
I don't know. But the cocktail that I had, you will find on the website as well. So remember, movies are not a good first date.
Right.
Depending on how good the conversation goes, will determine your meal choice.
Right.
And vacations are completely different.
Yes. Taking somebody to your family's house is considered a date, because we can't forget that part too. And marriage dating, find a way. Find the way. I can't say that enough. Find the way. That's all.
And that'll do it for us tonight. Enjoy.